I mean, at their core, they're a expensive, bougier Chuck Taylor by Dior. But hey, we're going to review them anyway. Hey ladies and gentlemen of the internet, Adrian here. Today we're going to be taking a look and review at the Dior B23 high top oblique sneakers. That's a mouthful. So ladies and gents, as I kick off the luxury product reviews on this channel, I thought it'd be fitting to kick it off with a product A that I just recently got. B is something that at its core is a pair of shoes, something that I think a lot of people can relate to. Everybody has a pair of shoes and I think wears them on a daily basis, at least I'd hope. And last but not least, yes, it is a luxury good from the brand that is Dior, so you're paying quite a bit of premium there. Seeing as this is my first luxury product review on this channel, I should say this, and this should preface things, I by no means think these things are necessities. I don't think everybody nor anybody should spend this much money on a pair of shoes. I understand it is a luxury at that, and it's something I choose to spend my money in and invest in, and it's something I'm passionate about and enjoy, and want to share that and those thoughts with others out there, because I imagine if you're watching this, you probably have some sort of interest, and if you don't, then by all means, that's fair too. So with that, let's jump right into the review. So these Dior B23 high top sneakers are Dior's own line of sneakers that they have been really pushing out lately and have very varying models, colorways, patterns to these type of B23 high top sneakers. They have like a newspaper print, a blue one that I almost pulled the trigger on but ended up going with the classic whites. And they also offer them in low tops and varying other models. I went with these specifically because they're unique. They're unique to me in the sense that I don't have a lot of high tops in my rotation. They're a little different. At the same time, they're simple, they're elegant in their own unique way. And as far as like luxury sneakers goes, while I've unfortunately spent more money than I like to admit on sneakers and luxury shoes, these are just something that stand out and they're a little different. I think they also kind of solidify Kim Jones's Dior and you know, offer really that nice look and unique feel to them. Dior has been known in the sneaker game more so recently with their collab with the Jordan brand and whatnot, so that's really, you know, helped hype their own shoes up at that. And with that, you know, these shoes, from a technical perspective, they, you know, let's get all the stats out the way. They retail for $1,100 pre-tax, so they are a pretty penny. They're definitely expensive for shoes. You are paying that luxury premium, and with that, you're getting materials that you wouldn't necessarily expect a premium product to have. And I mean that in a sense that majority of this shoe is made of this technical canvas, which I imagine, just from the feel and material itself, isn't that expensive to begin with. It's a mesh-like material. It's like a woven material that features that Dior logo pattern, which is their name all over here. And it's translucent, transparent, so you can kind of see into the shoe somewhat. And that kind of changes the style of it depending on what you wear inside. But that is a majority of the body of the sneaker. Outside of that, it is lined in this kind of rubber, this transparent rubber that helps give the shoe its structure, like on the heel, on the top of the tongue here, along the laces. It helps give that structure to the shoe and adds that much needed rigidity based off of this material right here. Outside of that, you have the standard rubber midsole, bottom sole. You have the Dior branding on the bottom as well as the side, and you have this kind of bug motif that they got going on. Inside the box, you get two class sneakers. You get a Dior dust bag, and I actually did not get an extra pair of laces, and I don't know if this is something that happened because I got it from Nordstrom directly and they forgot it. It's something they don't include anymore, but at $1,100, you would think you'd get an extra pair of laces. But anyhow, again, these sneakers, yeah, design-wise, they look like a classic Chuck Taylor with a Dior twang to it and that nice, transparent, translucent design. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. Sizing-wise, I went a size down. Dior's site recommends you go true to size. However, I went with a 41 in Italian, which is about like a 7 US. I typically go 8 to 8.5 depending. And I'd recommend trying sizing down because you might like that fit better. And a lot of people online I've seen also size down when they purchase these. But let's talk about actual on-foot comfort and overall, you know, durability. Now, in the last 3 weeks that I've had these, I've worn them a good, 5 to 6 times. And for full-on days, I live in San Francisco. I commute a lot. I walk a lot on the hills and the crazy streets. And they've held up in terms of just pure comfort on foot, laced up. I will say that the insole is really comfortable, has a really thick heel, which I like for that support, and it's very flexible. So very, very comfortable with that. Typically, or sometimes I'll put like inserts in my shoes. So far, I haven't had to do that with these. And they just hug the foot really well, and I can't complain. There's no early signs of like creasing or damage. Overall, just comfortable in terms of everyday use and walking. They are obviously the all white in this oblique model, so they get dirty fast. That goes without saying with a white sneaker in general. You got to be kind of conscious of like dye transfers if you have denim and you're not cuffing it. It's just, again, any white sneaker, you got to be kind of aware of these things. Now, like I said, with these sneakers, what really sells it is that design, that translucent, transparent, technical canvas, and that's what really adds to the versatility of the shoe. And what I really liked, it reminds me of like the Nike Element Reacts, in the sense that like if you wear like a dark sock, it really makes the logo stand out, and that becomes kind of like the feature or the centerpiece of your outfit. You can wear white socks and you can be a little bit more subdued, and you know, you can easily have this outfit or this shoe blend into the background of your outfit, and that's what I really like about them. They can be loud, they can be subtle, they have that versatility to them, especially in this all white colorway. Now, that all said, the blessing about the shoe is that cool, transparent look is also kind of its curse and its biggest con to me. This mesh material is really fragile. It's flimsy, and while it's nice because it makes a shoe like airy and all that, it's just really flimsy. And even the first couple times wearing it, I was like really cautious when I was like taking the shoe off, because just like hearing that mesh grind or bend, it always just sounds like it's tearing. And this is easily something I can see that, like, not easily, but it's something I could see if you caught it on the wrong thing, could snag and tear. And if that was to tear, I'd imagine it only gets worse from there on out. I don't think it's easily repairable. They're sneakers at the end of the day. Even if they're luxury sneakers, I wear my products. I don't keep them in a box. I don't put them on display. They're meant to be worn and used, and that's not going to stop me from doing that. But it is something you have to be kind of conscious of, given the material. And that draws me back to the pricing. You know, since it is $1,000 plus, you're not getting any like Italian leather, you're not getting any fur or anything like that. You're getting pretty basic materials with the rubber and the technical canvas. So you're really paying for the design aesthetics, the brand name and recognition that is Dior, that sort of exclusivity that comes with luxury products, not necessarily the materials themselves. Overall, I will say the shoe does look cool. I think it's unique. I think it's, you know, essential kind of Dior, especially in Kim Jones era. And for me, being that it's my first Dior shoes that I've ever picked up, I think it's a nice piece to add to my collection as far as you know, luxury goods go, and a very versatile kind of shoe that I can dress up, dress down, and really change the look and feel of it depending on the socks that you wear. Though I would recommend just wearing a solid pair of socks versus anything that clashes with all the crazy pattern that's already going on. They have a versatile lineup when it comes to the B23 and high tops. They have them in different colors, and I almost went for the dark blue ones. I think those are a really cool look too. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of like satisfy your taste and needs. Ultimately, like I said, I ended up with the all white pair because it's just a classic look. Now, that all said, for me, it being a sneaker that I bought having owned prior luxury sneakers up to this point, it's something that was nice to add to my collection, and I don't regret it. It's something different for my rotation. I like how it looks in different outfits and whatnot. It looks solid with a pair of denim jeans. Goes well with a black pair of jeans, white pair, whatever. It's very versatile. However, if it was like my first pair of luxury sneakers, I probably wouldn't recommend spending $1,100 on these unless you really, really are into Dior. If it's your first like expensive pair of shoes that you're purchasing, there's a lot of other brands out there, even in the luxury houses, that are a fraction of the price that you can definitely get, and are more kind of classic everyday looks, that I would recommend getting if it's like your first time investing this much into a pair of shoes. That being said, again, if you like Dior, you simply just really are into these shoes and this design, then it's definitely worth taking a look at. Obviously, on the cheaper alternatives, you can go with a Chuck Taylor. You can go with something like a Nike Elements React, like I mentioned before, if you don't really care about that brand name or the design house that is Dior. For me, I'm satisfied with the pickup personally. They're an interesting pair of shoes. They're unique, and while that mesh material is fragile, I do think it's a cool look to pull off, and something that is, you know, very right now in fashion hype, and I think something ultimately that will go down as like an essential piece for Kim Jones's Dior collection overall. So yeah, that's my thoughts and opinions and look at the Dior B23 high top oblique sneaker. Love to hear what you guys think about them in the comments below. Love them, hate them. Other thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more reviews to come. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Now that that review's over, I've been touching shoes for the last hour. Fun fact, you should also sanitize and wash your hands even when there's not a mass epidemic virus out there going on as well.